Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jump Inside Jumpcast. I am joined again with the three amigos that are us three. We've got Bluefox in chat. Welcome back, Bluefox.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be back.
And also, we've got Kamizoide.
Yes, I've been resurrected from, well, I don't want to say death, but yeah, you can say I've been resurrected from loneliness, and I'm back here.
You play a lot of Elden Ring. I'll take death.
You respond.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right. You got me there.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So we've got a theme today. The theme is chaotic games that are actually relaxing. That's the thing that we've given ourselves, and we've all brought some games along. So these are games that you might feel a bit chaotic, but in fairness, we're all relaxed quite playing them. So I'll start with the ones that I brought along. So I brought along Fallout. I think kind of Fallout is my thing. I might define other games, but that's kind of my thing where I'm at the moment. I think that's quite chaotic, like especially the moment you get out of the vault and you're like, you see this whole world and everything starts attacking you. But strangely enough, I kind of find it relaxing. I think it's quite a fun game. I'll move over to Kamizoide first. Kamizoide, what have you brought along to this episode?
Well, for this time around, I did bring some major chaotic games, like my favorites to play, which are like Doom Eternal. Well, you can say the new Doom games because they're, I would say, practically the same in terms of feeling, but I'll pick the one that I love the most, which is bringing in Doom Eternal. Other than that, some From Software games known for their beautiful chaotic environments. Or I can't say relaxing because of how atmospheric and scary they are. Which the one that I'm talking about, which is mostly going to be Bloodborne. I'll probably mention as well the others like Dark Souls and all, but just some mentions. And this one I wouldn't say is too chaotic. Maybe in terms of how its story it's told, but its atmosphere is, in my opinion, it has one of the best, most beautifully crafted, most relaxing atmospheres when you actually take the time to roam around the world, which is I'm going to be talking about specifically Ghost of Tsushima and mentioning a little bit Ghost of Yotai, the new released Ghost game. So those are the games that I brought.
Love it. Bluefox, you?
For me, the example, let's say the game that inspired this idea for this podcast is the Just Cause series, more specifically the second, the third, and the fourth, which are the ones that people know better, which is a game that really emphasizes the chaoticness of it all. They say that the premise is basically a GTA game with more explosions, more stunts, with airplanes, with the hook shot, with the grappling hook, with the wingsuit and whatnot. So the premise of the game is to be extremely chaotic and to cause chaos around the world. And ironically enough, it's one of the most relaxing games that I play. I truly enjoy it. Sometimes when I'm in a call, well, not right now, but sometimes if I'm a call with friends, I would just put up a Just Cause and roam around and enjoy, even destroying. It's quite a relaxing experience. Then yes, other games would be Watch Dogs, which is also another TPS that I found quite relaxing. Although, yeah, it's still a third-person shooter, and some strategy games that should be intense, like Civilization, because yeah, you are still playing a strategy game against different players or different bots. But yeah, I found them quite relaxing to the mind.
Okay, right. Okay, I'll start with the first question. Bluefox, going to you with this one. You okay? Does a beautiful world, like a stunning graphical world in this like a chaotic environment, does that alone make it relaxing, or does it need other stuff to add to it to make it relaxing? Or like can a beautiful world alone just make a game feel relaxing?
Well, the world itself alone, I would say no, but it is a big part of the reason. Because, for instance, one of these three games that I've mentioned earlier, Just Cause 3 specifically, is set.
Yeah, because I was thinking of that.
It's set in a Mediterranean island with all the sunflower fields, with all the mountaintops. It feels like you're in southern Italy, like a holiday place, and that's the whole point of the game. That it feels like a holiday place, but in reality, there is a dictator you have to take down. So that does contribute to the the vibe, to the atmosphere, to say, okay, well, I'm playing a third-person shooter, but I am in a very nice Mediterranean island off the coast of Italy or Spain, and I will just enjoy myself. I would say that the game still would need some hook to make it actually relaxing. Cannot just be the setting, because there are games that also have very beautiful settings that are not relaxing, or at the very least, it's not their scope. I could think of a game like Sunset Overdrive, which is has very this colorful world, this very highly saturated environment. But everything that moves around the game can kill the player. The zombies, the creatures roaming around. So that game maybe it's a little bit less. It gives a little bit of this vibe,
True.
although the world is still colorful.
Okay, yeah. I like that bit about zombies. I'm actually going to use that for my next segue into Kamizoide. Kamizoide. This one's one for you. Can a horror game be relaxing? This one's a fun one.
Sorry, can you repeat that one exactly?
Can a horror game or a horror environment world somehow, some way be relaxing? That could be an interesting one. And I'm thinking of things like Outlast or that kind of area.
Okay, now we're
yeah, now we're getting deep.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Well, it kind of depends on some of the people, I guess. Yeah. Because for me, I did recently play a horror game, and I loved its atmosphere a lot, which is the Dead Space remake. I consider it as one of the best horror games ever made. Its atmosphere is too spooky and and very, very intense, which actually kind of grabbed me. And it's not scary. It's not scary at all, in my opinion. It's just found it so amusing. I wouldn't say it's relaxing. It's more of astonishing, in my opinion, because of how real it kind of feels, kind of like alone in space, completely dark, fighting. And you're not even fighting zombies. These necromorphs, I believe they call them, are very intense and can be quite the challenge. For me, not all horror games, I feel relaxed when playing them, mainly because you can say because of my mentality, because most of the things in horror games are not real and are just there to try to spook you, but when you believe something is not real, it just never scares you. So it just, for me, it kind of looks cool, but and it kind of relax me, so for me, horror games, they don't exactly relax me, but just don't, because I'm in it to see what kind of crazy thing that they can come up with, which is why I'm super excited to try out Silent Hill F, mainly because of how intriguing its world is and its story. It's kind of made, which is kind of it's astonishing to me and something to try out. So to me, it's not that it's relaxing, but it's more it's interesting, because it's something that I don't want to see this what kind of world can they build, what kind of creatures am I going to fight and all. So that more hooks me in to see. And my opinion can definitely differ to others. I played Outlast, played it a little bit, and I know it's just to a lot of people one of the most horrifying games and scary, but for me, I didn't feel it at all. I was actually relaxed and playing it. Is this really? Well, yeah. So I guess this kind of when it comes to horror games, I feel a bit different, because it kind of depends on the person, you could say. Maybe that's how I feel about it, because some people can be scared of things like that, but others no, and I just find it amusing, which I hope that doesn't make me creepy. A little bit of horror games are amusing. That's how I see it.
Okay. Bluefox, moving back over to you, yeah?
Yes.
Not segueing, because I don't think the next question segues straight into it, but do you Do you think being in an open world RPG helps with making a game relaxing?
Well, I would say that since role-playing games, as the word itself says, are games where the player role plays within a world, right? So they make their own character, they make their own story, they make their own decisions. It does help to, accommodate the player's rhythm within the world. So if there's a game, could be like a The Witcher, could be a Skyrim, could be a Fallout,
Yeah.
where yes, you do have tons of quests, tons of enemies to find out, factions, lore, and whatnot. The player can still take their time to explore this in detail because the game expects the player to take their time with the story. These games are designed so the player doesn't rush the main story until the end. Usually, either by a level cap, because if you only do main stories, then you never level up as quickly as other players do. So then you find yourself a bit locked. And then yes, they incentivize the player to slow down. There are games that do this better than others, of course. A game, for instance, Breath of the Wild, I think it does it very, very well, though it's not an RPG. Well, it's an action adventure, but still, the openness of the world allows the player to take their sweet time to develop their character and explore the wild. Some other games, maybe they do want to focus the player to say, okay, well, you gotta cut it short. You gotta do the quest. You have to carry on with the adventure. It's stop fooling around. Now I cannot think of a particular example, but yes, some games do it better than others, let's say. But they all, of course, do it because, again, a role-playing game expects the player to slow down, expects the player to do side content, to find secrets, to find dungeons, to find treasure hunts, so the player can improve. So it's there's a bit of an incentive. Some action games, action-packed games, then they might not give this time. I can think of Nier Automata, which is still a JRPG, but it's still much more action focused. Then that game doesn't have too many moments where you actually slow down. There are, of course, but not to the same degree.
Okay. I like the fact that it's like time taking and all that kind of stuff. I'll move over back to you, Kamizoide, for this next question. So and I like the fact like an RPG takes you, it slows you down. You get to actually explore and decide stuff in the world. In that world, saying that it's chaotic and all that kind of stuff. Do you think it helps, like when you're approaching things in a chaotic environment, that the music plays a big role? So, for example, do visuals or sound designs play a big role in making a chaotic environment a bit more relaxing?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is, again, I do have to say it depends on the game itself, because when it comes to like games like Doom Eternal, for me, or any of the other Doom games, like the sound design and the music is one of its key factors to hook you into that what the director calls it, like the fun zone, like the zone where you just I wouldn't say exactly completely relaxed, but you're hooked in. You are having fun. You are relaxed and enjoying yourself. Like the music is just building you up. Like, you're hitting all the buttons. You're doing all these crazy movements. You're shooting it and killing all the enemies in front of you or the demons. The music is kicking in loud. The sound effects of the weapons, all the basic movements, all the animations when you do glory kills on the demons. Like that is what the pure relaxation when it comes to playing Doom Eternal or even Doom the Dark Ages. So for me, when it comes to those games, music does play a major factor. That also can come related to one thing that I absolutely love when playing any of the From Software games, let's say even Bloodborne or Elden Ring. Whenever I'm fighting, well, you can say exploring an area or fighting the boss, I do also always take just a moment of time to listen to the music, because of how much kind of fits the tone of what's going on. Like even Elden Ring, every time you're exploring, you're listening to kind of like a calm, relaxing song in the background. It kind of like fits what you're exactly doing, compared to like fighting a boss fight where even the music kind of like starts slow at the beginning, but the stronger the boss gets, the stronger the music becomes. So I do believe the music is a strong factor when it comes to a chaotic game that can also lead to your enjoyment, or and can even build up to your relaxation. Because even though Doom Eternal is completely like heavy metal music, it is a type for a lot of people. I even listen to it, and it's just so relaxing to listen to it or to play that game because of how chaotic it is. Because maybe I'm gonna bring in some little bit of a life experience, you could say. But every time, like, I come home from let's say a hard day at work, I always just hook in to play some Doom: The Dark Ages, like for 1 hour and 2 hours, just
Yeah.
release all that, like, and that just helps me relax a lot. Like all that rage, that anger. It just, for me, that's my way of relaxation. Like, put in a chaotic game and just make myself, of course, strong, and I'll bring in as much enemies as I want. Just go in guns a-blazing, like, and with the music blasting in the background like crazy. For me, that's my way of relaxation when it comes to like playing video games. Like something absolutely chaotic, like some, and absolutely love mentioning this, but every time like I play Doom Eternal, like playing like the master levels or the final levels, where the game just gets way too hard, way too chaotic and extreme. And whenever like some of my friends or my brothers are watching me play that, like they're looking at the game and they're like, what the hell what is this? Like there's too much going on. Like they don't understand what's going on. Switching weapons, switching mods, taking out enemies, flying, jumping, swapping, doing all this in few seconds, and I am in the zone, relaxed and having fun, enjoying the music, while they're just watching me like don't know what is going on. And to me, that's just my kind of relaxation, like listening to some strong and heavy music, taking in some playing as a strong character, just going in ham. Like it helps me relax when I know that I'm strong and I'm just moving around and obliterating everything and just listening to the music. It hooks me in.
I kind of like the fact that when you mentioned that you've had a hard day and you have loads of rage inside you, you can just go straight to that. I find now that it's revealed that Kamizoide has days when he just rages all the time and he goes on games console to let it all out. That's brilliant.
I mean, games are also for that. To let us
That's
steam,
true.
right? If anything, yes, it's better to play video games to let your steam than to.
Is that what we all do?
Life,
Do we all
right?
just rage inside of our daily lives and then come to gaming? Is that...
Oh,
because there are some people who say that video game makes people violent, right? And I fully disagree.
It's the opposite. Life makes you violent.
Yeah, but it's true. Like it's because of the reason. Because you can be violent. You can let us stream in a digital environment, which could be Doom, could be Just Cause, could be GTA. Well, for many people, it is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Because yes,
GTA,
they are in a game. So yeah, they are not hurting nobody. So yes.
So it's a lot of stressful Grand Theft Auto players going, when's GTA 6 coming out? I must play Grand Theft Auto 5 to relax.
Yes.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto 5, lovely little segue I just built up there. Blue Fox, do you think co-op games make a chaotic game a little bit more chill?
Yeah, yes and no. It's depends. For instance, there are some games that are designed to be played in co-op. For instance, It Takes Two, which it's one of the famous.
Yeah.
And that game, it's relaxing, but at the same time, there are some challenges. There are some stress moments. I mean, it's a full-on adventure. So there are highs and lows, and moments where you have to pay attention. It's fun to play with a friend because it's always fun to play with a friend. But yeah, there are some games that are designed to be played in co-op, where you do have to pay attention and there's not much to relax. Titles that are not designed to be played in co-op, that are played in co-op, let's say a Far Cry game, for instance, like Far Cry 6, where you can do the whole campaign.
That's a very chaotic game, Far Cry.
That's a very chaotic game. And for instance, Far Cry 6, specifically, I did not enjoy too much. I really enjoyed Far Cry 3 and 4 more. Far Cry 6, I think it was a little bit of a disappointment. But since I played that game in co-op with my good friend, then there were tons of moments of fun. There were tons of moments of of relaxation, of silly situations, of maybe somebody driving and the other person on the gun, or riding the horses in the field, and then somebody lost their horse, and then we would laugh it off. So there is a sense of when you play a game in co-op, you always have some degree of fun, right? It's because you have fun with your friend despite of the game. There are many games that are based with this premise. There are games that are objectively mediocre, or at the very least, they are just silly little games that they don't have this much substance if played alone. For instance, Peak is one of the most recent examples, but they are fun specifically because you play with friends and because situations, amusing situations, come from this experience. Even games like Among Us, that game. Come on, let's be real. It was a flash game, not even that detailed for its genre. You did not have any classes, you did not have any features, but the game was fun because you play with other people. Now, again, I wouldn't say all games are relaxing if you play with other people. That's a different story. But some games can truly become a bit more relaxing when playing together, especially if you already know the game. So, again, I played a single-player game that's Half-Life 2, which, doesn't have usually co-op, but there's, of course, a mod for it. And I played it again in co-op with my other friend that also played Half-Life 2 already. So we already knew the game, we already knew the story, we already knew the locations. But we basically were relaxing while playing the game because we were together in an environment that we were already familiar with. So yes and no. It depends on the game.
And one thing that you said, Bluefox, I absolutely stand with, and I absolutely agree with you, is that no matter how bad the game is, or people say it is, whenever you play it with your brother or one of the boys or like the whole squad, it always becomes like the best game ever made. Like this is something that me and my brothers, we always agree on, is that Resident Evil 6, like we know, and then within like the whole industry itself, like Resident Evil 6 is one of the worst games ever made in terms of horror. Like it is hated by a lot of people, but to me, I consider it as one of my favorite Resident Evil games ever made. And for one factor alone, is that it has local co-op, like split screen co-op. And the time that I had when playing this game on its highest difficulty with my brother or my little sister is just some of the best time that I ever had. Like this is supposed to be a scary game, but I'm out here laughing at how I'm dying, or how my little sister made this kind of mistake, or some of the stupid decisions that we made. It's just I'm out here dying laughing, and while playing a horror game. And even now recently, like me and my two older brothers, like we doing like our squad thing, playing Elden Ring, Night Ring. Like we know the situation we're in. Like we're fighting these majestic, gigantic bosses, but we're out here doing some of the stupidest things, just having the time in our lives. And it's kind of ironic and funny that currently, like a little bit of an off segue here, Elden Ring Night Ring is just kind of like a dropped a mod, you can say a ranking mod, where the more you win, the more your rank grows, the stronger the enemies and the bosses become. And like it has like 5 ranks, like depth 1, depth 2, depth 3, and this mode has dropped like for 3 months, and for 3 months we've been stuck fighting. We've been stuck in a cycle of like ups and downs, fighting to reach depth 3, and then fall back to depth 2, and then back to 3, back to 2, back to 3, back to 2. Like between these wins and losses, and we've been having the time of our lives. Like we've been going on an endless cycle of wins and defeats, to the point where I started saying that all we're doing is just wasting our time. And to me, that's something that I will always stand with, is that no matter how bad a game is, if it when I play it with your friends, it will be the best experience we've ever had.
All right. Kamizoide, I'm going to come over to you the next question. Okay, yeah? Okay. Blue Fox mentioned that in Half-Life, he was playing with his friends. And I also get that gist of going like, that, when he knew the level, it was also quite, it made something that chaotic could be relaxing. Is a chaotic game second time round more relaxing than the first time?
Here I have to say a 100% yes, mainly because
Yep.
you know everything. Now, like take for example the game that I mentioned earlier, that is like Doom Eternal. Like because for the first Doom Eternal is a chaotic game, and for your first playthrough, it's not going to be relaxing. It's gonna be chaotic. You're gonna feel the rush. You're gonna feel the stress. You're going to die a lot. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes and all. But for the second playthrough, even like for me, like my second, third playthrough are mostly just me having fun because I already know the locations. I know the enemy placements. I know who's gonna come at me, right or left, or the enemies who are gonna be come up next. I know the strategies to defeat each enemy. I know these areas like the back of my hand, so I'm just out here trying out new things, trying out new strategies, and just having fun, relaxing because I know what I'm up against and I know what I'm supposed to do. Just moving swiftly and having a good time. So I do have to say that for actually. It's not even for me like for Doom, like even for every other games that the second playthrough, well, it can depend, like because for some games the second playthrough can be actually more boring um, and less enjoyable than the first playthrough. Take for example, for me, one game that I absolutely hate to replay, and it's a game that I love, which is something that I also hate a lot, which is God of War Ragnarok. Like I love God of War Ragnarok, but
Oh, such a good game.
I
Yes.
I hate replaying it. I hate replaying it for one reason and one reason only, and it's actually that reason is literally the discussion of the podcast. And
Yeah.
I believe you know it, Seb, but since you've played the game, that's the Jotunheim portion of the game. A bit of a bit of a spoiler here for anybody who didn't play the game. So sorry about this, but it's not even a spoiler. It's just an unnecessary part within the game. But there is a section in the game, the Jotunheim section, where you play as Atreus, and for the most of the time you're doing nothing. Like you're exploring the location, find some enemies. You're talking to this other character. You're exploring a little bit, noticing more about the story. But it drags on for so long that
I want to play as
becomes
Kratos. I
boring.
want to play as Kratos.
Absolutely, the game is called God of War, and it's a story about Kratos. Like I don't care about this. His boy, his love interest,
not son.
I don't
That's a
care.
mischief.
Yeah, and I absolutely, and I wouldn't. And now, honestly, I wouldn't mind if it was like at least 30 minutes. If it was short, straight to the point, he meets this girl, he discovers some things about the story, and then we move on. No, this drags for 3 hours of doing nothing but walking, picking up fruits, fighting some enemies, and talking to this girl who reveals some truth, and your father is going to like I'm here to see Kratos and play the God of War. Like, why am I doing this? And for me, this is where let's say I turn your question upside down, Seb. At first, I did like that portion of the game because it felt different than what was earlier. It was different. I was more interested in the story. I wanted to learn more about Atreus. It was more relaxing. I was just enjoying myself, learning about this new character and all. But and after that portion ends, you're straight back into the action. You're fighting a boss. You're playing back as Kratos. You're just now we're in some serious kind of story aspects. You're learning more about Kratos' backstory, Freya's story, or whatever. So yeah, I was okay with that. But then for the second playthrough, like when you know what's going to happen, like when you know that the incredible moments that are going to happen after this portion like you're like, come on, I want to get this done so I can move on to what's better and what's more enjoyable. So for sometimes second playthroughs can be more annoying than relaxing and enjoyable. So that could.
So when you fear parts that you know that are gonna happen, it's like I know this is gonna be relaxing, but there are parts that are not gonna be, and it's gonna stress me out if I start it again, and it's going to be more stressful than relaxing second time around. Yeah, it can happen. True. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I've had that when I was playing Halo. There's a level in Halo 2 where you go around the flood ship for like ages. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going anymore. And it's left, back, forth. I feel like I'm doing a dance in Halo. It's crazy. Those of you who know the level will know the level.
At the very least,
but it's
this gave me a question. Like, this is something that I've always wanted to ask. Like, for
Go for
me, when it comes like whenever I'm playing a video game or basically just trying out some new games and all, one of the most things I love about From Software games like Elden Ring and all is just the let you do whatever you want and experience the game however you want. They don't slow the game down. The game's tone doesn't slow down, which makes me want to ask you guys like this question. Like, do you guys hate it when you're playing like a story-based game or an RPG kind of game and you're progressing through a story or a side quest? Don't you guys hate it when the game controls your character where the only thing you do is just walk, like follow this NPC or as
feels
he's
like
climbing the stairs or taking the ladder? Do you guys hate it when you have to follow the NPC like step after step, like walking together?
you mean like when
I
it's fully
absolutely hate that.
controlled by the game, like it's a scripted event?
Well,
Is that what
yes,
you're saying?
and the only thing you do is just walk, and you have to follow this character, like just a walking simulator, like something like that. Do you guys
Yeah,
like
it's,
hate it when the game takes control? Like I hate that.
Well, because the thing is that it's supposed to be a cutscene. Like you can clearly see that that section could have just been a cutscene where the two characters talk and say whatever they had to say. They do it to dilute the experience a bit more because it's people already complain about the high prices of video games. If you then see that your playtime is it's very low, then people will start complaining even more. So that's a way to kind of fake it out. It's let's say ideally if it happens during a tutorial or a moment where it's you barely know how to play the game, it's possible. But if it's during half of the adventure or near the end of the adventure where you walk when there's like high stakes, when there's high action, when there is the final boss, then yes, it's quite frustrating. And depending also how long it lasts, because
For me,
if it's a long cutscene and then you walk and then there's another cutscene and it's like, okay, then what was the point of the walking? It's I didn't do much. That's the reason why I did not like the Order 8086 because
like
it's not only full of
for-
cutscenes. People think that game is just cutscenes. Like the problem is that there's these walking moments where it's like, okay, it's gameplay, but what am I doing? I'm walking forwards.
Yep. And for me, like the same thing you mentioned when you talked right now about the Order is the same thing that happened to me when I was playing like Horizon Forbidden West. Like I loved the first game, like Horizon Zero Dawn. I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. I found the story interesting. The character was Aloy was good only on the first. And the second game, the amount of times where you have to walk and follow the characters climbing upstairs just so it can tell you what to do, and then that's it. Like, why do I have to do? If it was once, twice, three times, yeah, it's fine. But every mission, you have to meet a new guy and then walk with him as he talks. Like, I am the villager chief. I've been here and guided these. I don't care. I'm here to save you. Why do I need to hear about your backstory? Like, yes, it is good for building up the world and that and all, but I just finished fighting some gigantic machine I had fun with. Tell me what I need to do quickly so I can move on. Come on. And you just waste your time with just walking up the stairs as he's sharing his story and then back to a cutscene. Like, as you mentioned it yourself, like you could have done this in a cutscene, and it just makes I hate it. It's because maybe because of playing too much of From Software games or even Doom Eternal. Like I'm more of a fast-paced guy. Like, come on, give me what I need to do. Let's go. Let me have the kind of fun that I want. Like, because for me, it's always about the gameplay. The fun for me is the gameplay. I don't care much about the story or the backstory of the characters and all. I don't. But and which is why I hate these walking sims. And this guy's talking about his backstory. I wouldn't say it's just something that I absolutely hate. It gets me hooked sometimes because whenever I'm playing like Ghost of Tsushima, I always like to listen to the backstories of some of the characters because they're quite interesting. But when it's not interesting and it's infuriating, like the only thing it's doing is just wasting time. Like, come on, man. And that's something that I absolutely despise. Um, when it's done so many often in video games, and especially it ruined the experience for me with Horizon Forbidden West. Like, imagine every time you go do a mission, you have to do a walking simulator. Like, you have to walk for, I don't know, 2 minutes, and then do some gameplay, and then more to walking, some story segments, cutscene, more walking, and then you play the game. Like, come on, man, they drag for so long.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
crazy.
hate it.
I think it's definitely a timing issue. Like
It's not.
if
It's
it's
not
done,
relaxing. We could say that for the podcast.
I'd say that
Yeah.
too. I'd say
It's a fake relaxation.
if it's a 5-minute segment, then it's passable. If it's there for a long, lengthy amount of time, it's like, oh, can we please just skip to the next thing and just get this over with? Okay, right. I don't want to give this next question to you. Blue Fox. Okay, this one's for you. Okay, this one comes in pairs. I've got 2 questions in a row for you. Okay, you ready for it? First question.
Daily double.
Yeah. Beware. I'm going to do double this. Do you think a small world helps a game to be more chaotic versus a bigger world?
That's a good question. It's I don't want to answer. It depends of the world because then it's thank you. I'm not saying much, but I mean,
because I'll just go over again. We've established before now that it does help for a game to be open world, but open world doesn't necessarily mean a big place or a small place. It can be a small world or a big world. Like, I'm just putting it out there. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say the thing is that when a world is smaller by design, at least if the developers do it properly, then they make the world a bit denser. So if you take the city in the Yakuza games, they are notoriously very small. They're like 4 streets, but they're very dense. Like every store or like virtually every store can be visited. There are mini games, there are sub stories, there are enemies around the corner. So it's dense. You walk 5 feet and then you already have something to do. While a game like GTA, for instance,
that already sounds quite chaotic.
Well, that's the thing. You would define it as chaotic, and you would be right. But at the same time, you do have multiple places to go to relax. You have a lot of different mini games. Just in Yakuza 0, you have bowling, you have pool, you have darts, you have golf, you have arcades. You truly have a lot of things. So it happened to me in the past that, I was playing Yakuza, maybe, between one thing or the other. I just wanted to kill some time or just relax, and I started playing a lot of video games. Usually, games that have a very big open world don't have them, at least to the same degree, because yes, the gimmick is the open world itself. So it would be a little bit too pedantic if you would have a world big as a nation, and then yes, you can enter every single building in for every single activity. Yeah, it would be a little bit off the nose. So, but at the same time, when a world is dense, as you said, yes, then if something happens every time you walk 5 meters, then that can be a little bit. It's no longer relaxing because you have to be in high alert. It can be something funny, it can be something hilarious, but you're still on high alert. While in an open world, you say, the quest it's over there, so I got time to kill around. So I would say in general, a world that's smaller and denser tends to be less relaxing, but again, depends of the world.
Okay, and then the double barrel question that I have for this is: do you think freedom helps make a game more relaxing? So the freedom to choose what to do inside of a game.
It's on one hand, yes, because then of course again the same speech as before. You can take your time to experiment. You have the creativity of choosing your own way to play. So then you can make it more relaxing for yourself, because you might say, well, rather than to be a mage with all the spells and all the needs bits that takes a lot of time to remember, then I'll just play as Berserk one punch man guy. Then it makes it a little bit quicker to play. On the other hand, when you do have more options, then you might be a little bit overwhelmed. And I'll make an example. One game that I truly adore, that's an old FPS, that's already quite old, I think it's like 10 or 15 years old, It's called Call of Juarez Gaslinger, which is an FPS set in the West, in the frontier, in the 18th century America. That game doesn't have much options. It's a linear first-person shooter. You have like two guns, you barely have any options. It's a corridor. It's not much else you can truly do. You don't choose anything. You just play the game. But I found it relaxing specifically for that reason, because if I play a game like Crysis, the first Crysis, you have open worlds, then you have ways to interact, you have to think it over, you have to plan. When I play a game like Call of Juarez or Doom, for instance, for you, Kamizoide, I think is similar, then that's a game where you know what you have to do, go straight forward, you have the weapons, have fun, right? No questions asked, no preparation, no thinking of like, oh, but I have to increase the HP, the attack, the special defense. It's like, you got the weapons, you got the destination, off you go. So a linear title can make it a little bit more straightforward, can make it a little bit more like turn off your brain moment. You know what I mean?
I get that. Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, if anything, I would say, and it sounds a bit weird, but maybe you guys could explain it better if you agree. But it's two different types of relaxation. Like a relaxation where you turn off your brain specifically because you know what to do and you just focus on and locked in, and a relaxation where you don't know what to do, like you are in this overwhelming world and you're relaxed specifically because you say, you know what, I'll take my time, I'll just do whatever, I'll roam around. So it's
that is true. Yeah, I'd take that. Yeah,
absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
I'm sorry. It's just a small thing that I want to mention. You can say that that's absolutely true. With specifically like Ghost of Yotei, the newly released Ghost game, Ghost of Yotei. A lot of people are saying like the game is too amazing and so good, and mainly for one reason only, and just how expansive and how big the world is, and it just puts you straight in there to. They don't put a lot of focus into pushing you to do the story. They just put you in there and you do most of most whatever you want. You basically play the game however you want. And I've seen like a lot of people like put in like 24 hours, 55 hours, and they're only like 10% into the main story. And it goes to show you like how many things that you can do besides the story, like the amount of exploration you can do as you find new items, new clothes, new weapons, as you're finding some bounties to hunt some people, to gain experience, to further strengthen your character as you find some locations and all. So I guess what you did say, Blue Fox, was I absolutely agree with, is that kind of relaxation where people are kind of like locked off and just they want to do and play the game however they want. Like I don't want to follow the story. I just want to go here and go here, explore here and there. And the other portion is just that I just turn off my brain and just play what's as the objective. Like objective is I have to go from plan A, point A to point B, and just there's a lot of crazy things that happen, and so I'm just locked off and I'm just having fun. So that's the other kind of like a relaxing aspect too.
All right. Okay. Actually, my next question is going straight to you, Kamizoide. You ready for it? Okay, so this question I had prepped for you. You play a lot of Elden Ring, yeah? And I presume there are a lot of enemies in Elden Ring that you might describe as chaotic bad guys. What do you think is key to make a bad guy feel more chaotic?
So, here, I guess it comes to three things. One thing is something that we mentioned earlier. That is, this is only in terms of From Software, like games like Elden Ring or Bloodborne or Dark Souls. One thing, the first thing is what we mentioned earlier, which is the music. Like the music can control like the atmosphere of the boss fight itself, or even the gives you like a small description of the kind of boss that you're fighting, like something that is absolutely chaotic and crazy, and or something that's just like a legendary hero who has now crumbled and no longer the what he used to be, and it kind of gives you like a saddy toned background music. The second is like design, the how the boss looks. That can also show you like how chaotic it can be. And thirdly, it's his moveset. Uh, Basically, his challenging moveset and all can also like determine how crazy or chaotic this boss is, or this bad guy is. Like one that I can mention within Elden Ring, specifically, I would say the DLC, which is like Mesmer, one of my the number one for me favorite boss in that game. Is just the music. It's just toned down to a battle between, you can say, two legends. The first is of course you, and you're fighting against a legendary warrior whose sole thing was just to follow the orders given to him by his mother, and now and all he's doing is just following what his task given to him by his mother to protect that land and all. And just you're the story wise, you're actually going there to save him by defeating him and showing him the truth that his mother just betrayed him and all. And the music there is kind of like a little bit key. It starts off as just normal music between two fighters, and the more and more damage you do to him, and as you go to his second phase, it becomes more chaotic. His design absolutely changes as he becomes like part human, part snake. As you're fighting him, he starts transforming into gigantic snakes and moving around. It becomes very chaotic, very crazy. The music just amps up, and it becomes too dark and way too chaotic as you're listening to it. And thirdly, his moveset becomes way too hard and sometimes even very difficult to read or understand. He even has moves that are quite close to impossible to dodge, which can catch you off guard. So I believe when it comes to the From Software kind of games, even the ones that are following in their footsteps, how bad and chaotic a boss or a bad guy can be determined through his background music, his design, and also like his moveset. Like it could be a crazy moveset that can show you like this could be a kind of like you're fighting either a monster or you're fighting a legendary warrior who's already lost his mind, like he's lost his sense of humanity and all.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna go over to Blue Fox with this next question. I kind of reworded it a little bit, so I hope this makes sense. Blue Fox,
Yes.
you play a lot of I don't know if it's a lot, but you play the game, and you brought along to the table what was it? The one with the I can't remember his name. Just Cause 3. That's it. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of Just Cause, and I know there's a lot of explosions in it. There's a lot of
you.
yeah, just there's a lot of things that happens. I'm not quite sure. I think you can knock down buildings in the game. I'm not too sure about that, but
Okay, maybe not full on building, but yes, you can. There are a lot of things that are explosive and can be destroyed.
Yeah, and you're kind of quite super powered. I wouldn't say you've got superpowers, but
no,
you're
some definitely
really strong abilities.
You definitely, in the game. It's when I stream the game to my friends to show them, it's like I do the most crazy stunts.
Yeah, he's a stunt man.
And then the character just stands up, like, okay, no, just a scratch. So it's definitely.
If you were forming the Avengers team, you'd be like, I want that guy.
but yes.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say the explosions and the destruction of the world in a game where you're overpowered? This is going to be very specific because I can only think of the only other game I can think of. This is like things like Prototype, but would you say being in a world where you're overpowered and there's a lot of destruction can help make a game feel relaxing and chaotic at the same time?
Yes. Well, because it's when fear. Okay, so I'm not too sure how you both are familiar with Just Cause. It is a bit of a niche series, to be honest. It's I always bring it up because it is one of my favorite underrated games. But yeah, they're not making a fifth title anytime soon. So But just for the record, Just Cause, it's their gimmick is that yes, they have this very big open world, 1,000 square kilometers, which it's in comparison to let's say your GTA's or Cyberpunk, it's at least 10 times bigger. It is also 10 times emptier, so it's not too dense of content, but still they have this very big world. And yeah, everything explodes over the top. Even the car chases, you hit the car a little bit, the car goes off road, hits a rock, boom, explosion. You can derail trains, you can take down airplanes. It's quite the feast. In Just Cause 4, the one set in South America, or a location inspired by South America, they also have natural disasters. So they have tornadoes, they have sandstorms, they have all kinds of stuff. Especially the tornadoes ones are the fun ones because you truly kind of do a Looney Tunes circle around it once. You dance around the tornado. It's quite an experience. So if you would have a character with a normal set of abilities, or at least a normal health bar, you would die too often because you do too many things that are just simply unreal. If, for instance, if you're standing on top of a car and the car explodes, in most titles, TPS, you just die instantly. In Just Cause, no, you get launched off, you lose a lot of health, but you do not die because, again, that's something you do too often. If you would die every time, then it starts to become frustrating because at that moment you cannot enjoy the game as you wish. You have to enjoy it while being quite aware of your limitations. You have to be very careful. You have to plan out everything. Yeah, you can still die in the game. It's not too easy, but yeah, it is permissible, let's say. Again, especially when it comes to the physics, because if you drop off a building, or from a plane and then you hit a car, you expect the car to die instantly. But it just goes. It's fun specifically because it's not the case. I forgot the question already. But okay. Being overpowered, it makes the game harassing. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, yes, because you again turn off a little bit of your brain. You don't have to overthink everything, and you can truly try every stunt that you want because you know that most likely you don't have repercussions. And the few times that you do have a repercussion, you say, oh, okay, well, I died. Tough luck. I will just respawn, right? It's not punishing. It's not removing your money or your reputation or whatever. No, it's just you die and then you can just start over.
But I've always thought that that's what Just Cause is all about. I remember that I did play a few years back. I did play like Just Cause 3. I wanted to see like what's all the fuss about Just Cause. So I tried it out, and the game, to me, it looked like the game's all about just having fun with the explosions. Like they give you all the tools right from the get go, and just the game just asks you like, what can you do with these elements, with these weapons, with these with the grappling hook? Show me what you can do with them. It just
do it. Yes,
you can do some of the silliest, craziest things, and it's all about like explosions. And some of the things that I saw people doing, and some of the things that I also did, most of the time for me, I just pull up a few rocket launches and go and blow some stuff up, like. And some of the creativity you can do with the grappling hook, it's kind of crazy. And for me, Just Cause, for me, it felt more on it played more on the person's creativity. Like, we give you all these, show me what you can do with them. And some of the things, as you even mentioned, like some of the things that you can do is just so hilarious. So that's
you gotta be creative. Yes, it's
when it comes to Just
there
Cause,
are many stunts that you can make because you have the grappling hook that not only helps you to move quite quick, right? Because then you can just grapple hook a tree, jump immediately in the air, open the wingsuit, and boom, you're already flying, right? Which makes it transportation quite easy. But you can hook stuff between each other, so you can hook a tank to a train, you can hook a car to an airplane. So then you leave the airplane, you jump in the car, you left the hooks, and then you surf to the surface. You can ask for the
it sounds
vehicle.
like you can make some crazy slingshots.
Yeah, no, you can make slingshots. You can order vehicles wherever you want, and any type of vehicle, even like insane boats and airplanes. And like one thing that I like to do, for instance, is to go on top of the tallest mountain in the game, deploy a boat, and then just surf my way around to the sea.
You can surf your way down a mountain.
Yes,
that's crazy and cool.
Why not? Just because.
I like the fact that the game knows that it's a video game,
yes,
and you're
don't take it too seriously. And if
Don't take
anything,
it serious.
if anything, I would say that it is one of the few games in recent times. Although recent times, it's the last entry was I think 5-7 years ago. So
I mean, gaming. I mean, a lot of things died 10 years ago. So
yeah, so but it's
yeah.
it's like I believe that in the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, there was a little bit of a push of like, oh yeah, you have to make every item in the world interactable and destroyable. So like you remember like the battlefields, for instance, right? They made it a huge selling point, the fact that you could destroy the map and the map would evolve with that idea. I think it's an idea that kind of died out a little bit. Developers don't push it too much. It's not something you often see developers bragging about. It's like, oh yeah, in Cyberpunk you can modify, you can destroy a building and that one will remain destroyed. It's like it's not a thing much anymore. It's not a bad or a good thing. It's just different design philosophy. But yeah, Just Cause is one of the few series that I can think of that yes, truly went the extra mile to say, like, you see that bridge, you can take it down. You want to put, you want to put the mines, so like yeah, when the convoy passes, you blow up the bridge. You want to crash, an airplane and it jump last minute. You want to put dynamite in a motorbike and like yeah, just ride a bike and explode. Like truly, the world is up to you. And ironically, I found this game to be extremely relaxing. Truly is.
It's just fun. It's
Just because,
fun.
just cause.
Just cause.
Just cause.
Just cause. If anyone asks, it's just cause. I imagine that's why they named the title that anyway. Okay, so I've got a list of games down on my list, and I've gone like, all right, I've based these on world sizes, replay value, big explosions, my type of thing, how overpowered you are inside the game, the music, the sound effects, the enemies, and the amount of freedom that you have. So pretty much including all the questions that we've asked. And I've got a list, and this is my after we've kind of concluded our thoughts of what my games would be if I was thinking of the perfect chaotic relaxing game. And this is on my list where I still have Fallout in my list. I've specifically going with Fallout 4. I think that's great. I've got 3 other games I've added to my list. So I've got Hitman, World of Assassins, Call of Duty Zombies, and Prototype. My question to you is, are you guys sticking with your games? Or are you guys adding anything more? Or are you changing your minds about anything? Like, so where do you stand? Are you still sticking with your games, Blue Fox? I presume Just Cause is definitely a major one that's in there.
Yes, and definitely Kamizoide is already been a couple of podcasts that's teasing me to play Doom, and I'm sticking with my games, but I'm also exploring your games to this podcast, so I'll keep an eye for those.
I wouldn't change the games that I had. Like those are the kind of like relaxation style that I prefer. It's just something chaotic, and I get to do whatever and play however I want, knowing the objective, knowing where I need to go and what to do, and just let me do whatever I want and let me just play the game how I want. That's just the type of relaxation that I can go with, and it could be as chaotic and as crazy it is, and I get to just play however I want and have the fun that I want. I'm not tied to something specific. I just do it how I want. So that's just my style of relaxation. So I keep in the games that I'm.
Brilliant. All right, as we finalize this thing, what projects are people working on this next month in November? Blue Fox, you got anything coming up?
Yes.
What have you got coming up?
Well, not to spoil anything, but it is a big project. Not the next video. Next video is already done. It's going to be released on Wednesday. It's a normal discussion, 8 minutes, nothing too special. But the one after that, it's going to be quite a project. It's on March, I made a video where I discussed all games set in the 20th century. For each year, I chose one game to to mention briefly, because there were 100 games. So for the year 1951 game, 100, 1951, etc. I'm doing something similar, but for games that are on the world. So 80 cities, 80 games.
80
and I'm gonna
games.
leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Wait. Say that again.
No spoilers, 80 cities, 80 games.
What are you calling the video around the industry in 80 days?
Yeah, well, I have to make the gag, right? Because it's based, of course, on the book 80 Days Around the World, but
Yeah, that's what I was
something
gonna
along the
say.
lines of
Oh.
yeah. And the thing is that in this list, I do not repeat games. That's the rule. So if I mention Overwatch 2 for, say, Busan, Korea, I'm not gonna use Overwatch 2 for Veracruz, Mexico. I just use it once because wouldn't be fun otherwise, now would it? The list
I'm
is
gonna
complete. The
I'm
script is
I'm
complete. The
I'm
gameplay is
gonna
recorded.
redact that whole sentence inside post production, so everyone's gonna hear your sentence. They're just not gonna hear the games that you mentioned, and be like, "Wait, what games?"
Oh, I just mentioned one example. There is 79 others I did not mention, but that's gonna be a big project. Hopefully mid-November. But yes,
Yeah,
Nice.
cool,
That seems
love
like
it.
it seems like a quite a large video, so it's going to be, maybe you don't want to open up about it, but it's going to be long, right? It's
it's gonna be
80
around.
games, so it's
The
going to
script
be
is
long.
completed, so I know how long roughly it's going to be. It should be around. It's not too long. It's not like it should be 20-25 minutes, which for a scripted video is.
I love your long videos. They're just like
They're
you put so much effort into what you create. Yeah,
because I
it's
mean,
crazy.
again, there are 80 games. I'm not discussing each one individually to depth, right? I also have to keep the rhythm a little bit
Yeah.
quicker. I don't want to make a full-on 2-hour documentary. But yeah, it's longer than usual, 20-25 more or less.
Okay, and then moving on with Kamizoide. Any spoilers from your channel?
I wouldn't say not much. I'm finally getting back into it, so that's absolutely lovely. Releasing the previous video as I'm continuing my journey, but I want to experiment, try out other things too. There's something that I was hoping to make out on Elden Night Rain, so there's a video that I'm already working on that. I've also been working on heavy on the next video that I'll absolutely pushing to release for the next month. I'm still like continuing my journey and thought of like experimenting more even with my intros or with the edits that I do in my video, and trying something unique each and every single time to make each and every single video, even though you're kind of like watching the same challenge, the experience. I want to make sure that the experience kind of like feels different with each video, just makes it its own. So my thought is to always make each video a little bit different, even though it's the same concept. And I'm still like exploring, trying out new things. I am going to try out to push more on shorts. Basically, you can say like small discussion shorts where there's a topic that I want to mention or something funny that happened to me that I want to share and talk about it. And also, I'm experimenting on that to drop more on shorts where I just talk about some experiences that I had with any game that I'm playing, just something to share out and to goof around.
I like because
those
I
are the
always love
things that
it.
I'm trying out.
I always
Yeah.
love watching your videos because like what was it like there's a lot of how would I describe it? I'd say when you're in the podcast, we get like a podcast version of Kamizoide. But when I'm watching your channel, your channel is like on Monster Energy drinks. It's like as soon as you click on a video, it's like a bunch of energy all up in one. So it's like it's really action packed, and I love it. And yeah, and if you've never watched Kamizoide's channel, you should definitely watch it. And the best way to do that, now that YouTube's updated as well, or Bluefox, is that we can collaborate as a trio inside YouTube. So down below, when you click the subscribe button, you can subscribe to me, Kamizoide, and Bluefox all at the same time. You should do that, and there you go. All right.
Yes, I of course knew that feature. Yes.
Yeah. I just want to express that you can do
Yeah,
that
I
while
know.
watching this
I knew
podcast.
that.
I wanted to
Definitely
see if
knew
you
that,
knew
yeah.
it, but no.
Yeah, we knew that. Right, okay. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll all catch you next time we do a group podcast. And see you later. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
See you next time.
Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to consider to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.